Hi Stitchy friends, Happy New Year, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. This is Flosstube number 9. Today is Saturday the 2nd of January 2021. Hooray, we're in 2021. Let's hope it's a better year than last year was. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do include other crafts. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's nice to see you all again. I didn't have any questions on my last video, so I'll get straight into my stitching. So, fully finished items. The first one is my PlayStation controller. Got the glue on this today, that I made for my husband's Christmas present, and it's a needle and floss design from Etsy. I'll put a link down below for anybody who's interested. I made this for over quite some time. I've been showing it in my videos now for a while. My husband opened it on Christmas Day and said, "When have you made that?" My daughter told him that I've been showing it in my videos, but obviously he doesn't watch my videos because he doesn't cross stitch. So yeah, he was very surprised, and he loves it. So it hangs in his games room in the room next door, and yeah, he really likes it. Oh, it's just in a Wilko's frame. It's just Wilko laced and put in a Wilko's frame. My other finish isn't cross stitch, it's my knitted doll. This is Belle. There we go. She's got some nice boots on with some nice buttons on the boots there, and then she's got some little heart buttons on her pinafore dress. Belle is knit using some large loop mohair for her hair. I bought this on Etsy, so I'll put a link down below to that. The buttons, I'll put a link down below to the company that do the buttons. I can't remember just off the top of my head who did them. And then her body and her dress is knit using Jamieson's of Shetland wool. I ordered it from the Shetland Islands a while ago, and yeah, that's her finished. So yeah, this is Belle. She's a Mary Jane Tea Room pattern, so I'll put a link down below to the pattern too. But yeah, I love her. She's really nice. I really like her. I think she's going to sit on the shelf here with my elephant. I have the wool, or the yarn, sorry, to make a girl elephant similar to this one. So I may start that in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, really happy with how Belle turned out. Finishes. I've got one finish, which it's one of my January acrostics. I'm going to show you the pattern because I couldn't find it last time, and it's Stitch by Stitch by Blackbird Designs. It's part of the Tender Heart series. I know they've reprinted these. I do have the full set. I bought them the first time round. So yeah. It only took me 2.5 hours to finish it yesterday. And as you can see, it looks a bit odd because it's on 2 pieces of fabric. But there you go. Let's get my board. There we go. Right, so Stitch by Stitch. So this fabric is Clay Pot by Lakeside Linens. This one is Milk Chocolate by Permin. This is the call for fabric. This isn't. I couldn't get the call for. It was an R&R fabric that I couldn't get at the time. So I just got that one instead. The problem is that this is quite stiff with it being Permin, and this is really soft. So I'll see how it goes. There's a template in the chart to make the heart shape, so I'll do that either later today or tomorrow and finish it off completely. So yeah, I use all the call for threads. There are only 3 colours in it, but yeah, I really liked stitching on that. The words are over 1, everything else is over 2. Right, new starts. I actually have more new starts to show you than I do whips today. So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. I've got 5 new starts and 4 whips. My first new start was my Christmas Day new start, and it's World Peace Angel by Lavender and Lace. Been wanting to start this for quite some time. It took a while to get the fabric, and now I've started it. So on Christmas Day I managed to do that much. This is Silver Lining 32 count linen by Paul Stitches, and it's the bit I've done is this bit here in a sleeve. So this is going to be stitched on as part of my January cross stitch challenge as well, so I'll have more done in my next video. Right, my next one. When my husband opened his Christmas present, I told him that there's also an Xbox controller and a SNES controller that I could stitch for him if he wanted me to. SNES is Super Nintendo. So yeah, he's asked if I could do those for him. So I started the Xbox controller by the Needle and Floss. The SNES controller is also a Needle and Floss design. I'll put a link down below to their shop so you can have a look. I've had quite a lot of people mentioning on Instagram that they didn't realise there was an Xbox controller as well. So yeah, I'll put a link below to the shop so you can see. They also do Switch controllers. So yeah. So I've started the Xbox controller. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in antique white. I should get my board so it looks better. And that's how much I've got done so far. So this is DMC 762, so it's a light grey, and then there's the X there. There are other colours in it as well. It's like very much like the PlayStation controller where it only uses a few colours. The 762 is the main colour on this one, and then it uses 169, which was the colour used on the PlayStation controller for certain things on this, and there's a couple of colours for the buttons and things. So yeah, he obviously knows I'm doing this one, so I can actually stitch it when he's around. My next new start was actually one of my Christmas presents, which I'll talk about later on. As soon as I got it, I had to start it, and it's Bothy Threads He's a Fun Guy. It's one of the Rendale designs by Hannah Dale, and I saw this on Amazon because my brother got me an Amazon voucher. I saw this and I just had to get it. It was so cute. The only other Rendale one I have is the Jolly Robin, which I haven't even started yet. It's still in the packet in my cupboard, but I started this one. I just thought it was so cute. So this is being stitched on some speckled Ada that came with the kit. I'll use my boards because otherwise you won't be able to see. And that's how much I've got done so far. So yeah, I'm doing the toadstool at the moment. Some nice shades in that. I really like it. So yeah. My next new start is my New Year new start. So I only started it yesterday, and it's the Calendar Bears by Design Works. This kit is from 1991, so it's old. I've not had it that long, but I've had it a while. I've been wanting to start it for ages, and I thought this is the perfect opportunity. So yeah, I'm hoping to do 1 bear a month plus the extra bit at the top. So yeah. And all I've done so far is the balloon on the January bird. I'll show you the January bird. There's the balloon there. So I've done that balloon. I'll be doing some more on it later on. That's just been stitched on 14 count Ada that came in the kit. I don't usually stitch so much on Ada, but I've been doing that more this time. It's just nice to stitch on Ada when you've been stitching on linen for so long. It just happens quicker. My other new start is stitching Mummy's temperature typography. I bought this as soon as she released it. I saw it on her video and I just thought that I really need that. Last year I tried to do a knitted blanket as a temperature blanket, and it was going really well until lockdown, and I basically lost interest in it. I was working out the average temperature for each day by going off the lowest and the highest temperature on the BBC weather app, and then doing 2 rows, knitted rows in that colour. But yeah, like I said, I think I got through to about the beginning of it, middle of April, and that was it. I'd lost interest, and just it's still downstairs in a bag somewhere in my cupboard. And yeah, just didn't carry on with it. Just stopped recording temperatures and everything. So this year I wanted to do one of the cross stitch ones. I'd seen the temperature tree by Stitching Mummy, and also the flowers, the little garden one, but then this one came out and thought, yep, that's the one I'm doing. So of course I've only started this morning, going off yesterday's highest temperature, which was all of 2 degrees. And so all I've got done is that tiny little bit of J. It was 2 degrees, so it's been done in blue. I'm going off the varied temperature scale that she put on. You could choose which one you wanted to use according to where you live, so I've gone off the varied one. This is a piece of Paul Stitches fabric, just from a grab bag, so I don't know what colour, what shade it is. So there we go, that's my start. So I'll be showing that in my videos from now on. So that's all my new starts. I've just remembered I've got another finish I meant to talk about. I did an exchange piece as part of one of the cross stitch groups, the Facebook groups that I'm in, and you sent your partner an exchange piece. So I'll put a picture up here to show you what it looks like. It was from Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments magazine. I can't remember which one, I'll put it down below. But yeah, I made it into a little cushion that hangs up. Okay, so whips. Of course, my first one is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. Stitching this as part of the One Nation Sell hashtag. One state and 1 star a week. This is being stitched on a piece of Belfast linen. It's been going on since probably early 2012, and that's how much I've got done. I did Wisconsin and California this time, so yeah, I'm really happy with how that's coming along. I did start this back in 2012, and I'd just do a bit now and again, and it'd go back in my whip box, and then after a while I'd take it out and do a bit more and get fed up with it and put it back. And then when I found out about the sal, I just thought, well, that's perfect, that's the perfect way to do it. So hopefully it'll get finished early this year. So that's that one. My next whip is the Drawn Thread Stars. I did this as part of my December Cross Stitch Challenge, and I bought it as a kit from Nimble Thimble. I shall use my board for this one. There we go. So this is how much I've got done so far. This time I stitched this alphabet here, and I did some of this vine and some of the leaves on the vine. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's coming along. Yeah, stitched using all the call for colours. Yep. My next one is Enchanted Alphabet by Lavender and Lace. Really liking this. Loving how it's turning out. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Cotton Clouds by Crafty Kitten, and that's what I've got done so far. So I've started stitching the little girl. I'm making her dress in shades of blue, but she'll still have a white pinny on, which is why she's got this down at the bottom. I've stitched her arm and her hand, and then started on the white apron. So yeah, happy with how that's coming on. There is one shade of the blue. I used the colour family chart. I'll put a link down below to it, to work out what colours I was going to use. But there is one colour that doesn't really show up very well. I'll see what it looks like on the video to see if it comes out any better. But yeah, I'm happy with how that's coming out. My next one is Seaside Kingdom by Mirabilia. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Kynance fabric by Sparklies. And this is what I've got done so far. So this time stitching on her, I finished off her legs and her feet and back stitched them, and then I've done a bit more of up here and her arm, and then I started on the white bow in her hair. So I'm happy with that. It's going to take a while to do it, but it's fine with me. It's coming out really nice. Okay, so what else have I got? I've got my piece. In my last video, I talked about my acrostic challenge for January, and when I got to the last letter, I said that I wasn't sure which one I was going to pick, whether I was going to do Cricket Collection Spring or New York Dreamer Springtime. And I've decided I'm going to do Springtime by New York Dreamer. So that's going to be started this month. And then Happy Mail. I was so happy to get this. The person who sent it me, you've no idea how happy I am I've got this. A few videos ago, you may recall, I talked about my unicorn charts. One of them was a Mirabilia Dragonfly, and a few people pointed me in the direction of Linen and Threads website, where there is a free Dragonfly chart by Mirabilia. I'll put a link below to it in case anybody else wants it. And then my other unicorn chart was Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia. And I did say that if you go on eBay, if it's ever on eBay, it's going for silly amounts of money. So I'm not willing to pay that sort of price for it. You know, and then after that video, a very kind lady in Canada called Jeanette McDonald emailed me to say that she had the chart and she would quite happily send it to me free of charge, just to make me happy, because she wanted to see me happy. And so I was blown away. I sent her my address, and I know she sent it on the 7th of December from Canada, but then it didn't arrive until just before Christmas. And yeah, you made my day, you made my year. It's just, I'm so happy I've got this chart. Yes, it's the American flag, and I've said before, I do like doing things with the American flag. Reminds me of when my trip's over to the States, hoping to go again at some point in the future. We never know what will happen. But yeah, I'm so happy I've got this. You've just no idea. I did want it as my Christmas Day start, but I had some Pole Stitches fabric in my fabric drawer, which I was planning on stitching it on, but when I had a closer look, it was actually 28 count, not 32 count, so the design wouldn't fit on the fabric, or it would only just fit on the fabric. So I need to order some fabric, and I have asked on the Facebook group for this design about fabric that I could use, and a lot of people are pointing me in the direction of one called We the People, which is Constitution fabric, but I'm not sure about that. I've seen it stitched on a cloudy grey, like a really dark grey that looks like clouds, and I think it's a Sparklies fabric, but I'm not sure. So I'm thinking that sort of thing. I'm going to stitch it as it is. I'm not going to change anything in it. I've seen the one I saw on the Lady of the Flag Facebook group, the colours just popped on this fabric and it was really nice. So I'm thinking that sort of thing. And the one I was going to use that I thought was 32 count was called Hurricane by Pole Stitches. So there's that as well that I could look at. But I'm waiting until at least next week when things open up again after the new year before I start planning on what I'm actually going to stitch it on. The only request Jeanette had was that I add it to my Letters of the Month alphabet challenge. So I changed my letter L to this. So this will definitely get stitched on in June, but I am hoping to stitch on it before that. So it depends on how fast I can get some fabric. So I just have to say thank you so much, Jeanette. As I said, you definitely made my year. Made everything worthwhile getting this chart. Thank you so much. Just in case anybody's thinking, I am not going to sell it. Not for anything. Probably when I've stitched it, I will ask Jeanette if she wants it back, and if not, if she'd like me to give it to somebody else. But I'm not going to sell it. Okay. I've not actually bought anything this month or this fortnight, but it was Christmas the other day, last week, and as I said earlier, my brother gave me a very generous Amazon voucher. So I went on Amazon looking at cross stitch kits, of course, and I ordered 4 kits, pardon me, 2 of which are coming from America. So I'll have to show them in a future video. I got the He's a Fun Guy, and I also got a Kiss for Snowman by Dimensions, full kit of course. I do like this design, so I bought that one. And I've also got a couple that are on the way. I've ordered the Myra Blackburn Time and Seasons kit, Seasons and Time, can't remember what it's called, but I'll show that when it arrives. And then my husband told me to order something and he would pay for it. So just before Christmas, Casa Sanina, is it? It's an Italian cross stitch shop, had a sale. So I ordered 2 charts from there and he paid for them, and then they arrived early last week. So the first one is Holiday Quaker by Lila's Studio, and the other one is Halloween Quaker by Lila's Studio. Seen these being stitched up by several people, so yeah, I just thought they'd be nice to do. So yeah. They do call for 40 count fabric. I am not going to stitch it on 40 count fabric. I'll use 32 count or even 28 count. I'll have a look when I've come to stitch on them. But yeah, so they are for my husband. So as far as the life update is concerned, yeah, nothing's changed. We're still on Christmas holidays. Schools are supposed to go back on Monday, but we'll have to see, because we're now in tier 4. Just after my last video, the day that I filmed my last video, Boris Johnson announced that the South East was going into a new tier called tier 4, which is basically lockdown. Non-essential shops had to close, and you still went to work, you still go to school, etc. And then the other day we got put into tier 4 in Lancashire, as well as quite a lot of the country. Most of the country is now in tier 3 or tier 4, so quite restricted in what we can do. So yeah, we'll just have to see how things go. And I know primary schools in London aren't opening next Monday. and now there's a call for all schools in England not to open next Monday, but see what happens, because if that happens I'm not going to be working, am I? So I won't be able to buy any haul. And yeah, so we'll have to just see how things go with that. At the beginning of my video I'll have put some pictures from yesterday. As part of my diabetes prevention course, we've been asked to set targets for ourselves, small targets to start with, and I decided the first thing I want to do is to increase my exercise, because basically I've not been exercising at all, and which is why I'm the weight I am at the minute. So my aim was to do at least 30 minutes of exercise outside every day, at least 5 times a week. So it allowed for 2 days that I couldn't do it. So I've been just going out and walking around the streets. You know, I have a Garmin watch, and I can use that to record how far I'm walking, and how many steps I'm doing. And I found that when I got up to 2 miles distance, I'd be getting aching in my foot again, even though I'm on these painkillers for it. So I thought, right, I need to slow down, let's not rush it. So I was doing 30 minutes a day, which is about 1.5 miles, coming up for 2 miles, depending on how fast I walk. I wear my headphones, listen to music, so if I'm listening to fast music I tend to walk fast. And anyway, so yes, on New Year's Eve, my husband and I decided that we would go up to Darwin Tower to see the sunrise on New Year's Day. We don't really do New Year's Eve. We've not done it basically since the millennium. So, you know, we wanted a way to celebrate the new year, especially this year. So we decided we'd walk up to Darwin Tower to see the sunrise. So yesterday morning at 7 o'clock we set off to go up to the tower. We drove the car up to a park that you can walk through to get up on the hills, and then we went up, and there was snow on the ground, it was icy. I had my walking boots on, and going up it wasn't too bad. Obviously it was quite energetic trying to get up those hills, but we managed it. And then we went up to the top of Darwin Tower, because you can go in it and go up to the top and look round, and it was quite cloudy, but we did see the sunrise. So I've put some pictures at the beginning to show you the pictures I took. The walk was only 2 and a bit miles all in all, but coming down was harder than going up because of the ice, and you were just slipping and sliding, so it was pretty difficult. But we did it, and it was really nice to see the sunrise. So yeah, so my exercise levels are rising. I am building up slowly, and I've actually signed up for a virtual challenge through Conqueror. It's the Land's End to John O'Groats challenge, where I've challenged myself to walk 1,083 miles, which is apparently the distance from Land's End to John O'Groats a certain way, between the 20th of December when I started it and 1st of January next year. So it works out at about 2.5-3 miles a day every day. So I know I'm not doing that at the moment, but I am going to build up and hopefully go for longer walks at the weekends and during the summer. So hopefully I'll manage it. So yeah, I'm doing that. It's been Christmas. We went up to my mum's for Christmas dinner. We saw my daughter on a doorstep call to give her her presents, and then yeah, Christmas dinner, and then the rest of the time we've just been at home on our own. FaceTimed my daughter in Wales. She'd spent time with her in-laws, but yeah, they're back to normal now. But yeah, we'll just have to see what the next couple of weeks brings, because as we've found out, things can change overnight, because numbers are rising again, deaths are rising again in the UK, and so we'll just have to see what happens over the next few weeks. So I shall leave it there, and I will make another video on the 16th, I think it is, on the Saturday, in 2 weeks. So have a lovely couple of weeks. I hope everybody had a brilliant time over Christmas, or as much as a brilliant time as you could have at the moment, and let's hope this year brings us good news and lets us get out and do things again. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching. Bye for now.